just do the best you can. And I did, and then I got the job. So uh, I think it would be super cool if you had somebody in your life that did the same thing for you that that guy did for me. R.I.P. Kelly Lee. Let's do a podcast. So it's my turn, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I don't guess, dude. I'm fucking pumped, dude. I'm fucking pumped, dude. This is like the music version of Bangers and Mash, only it's Bangers and Meshuggah. I'll tell you more. Let's roll the intro.
Damn. Oh, yeah, right. Gotta clear out the green box. Gotta do that first. All right.
Those goddamn green boxes.
The goddamn.
Hi, I'm Colin, a musician for 3 decades, producer for 2, and FM radio pro for 1.
And I'm Caleb. I've grown to realize just how much I enjoy many different kinds of music.
Hell yeah, man.
And I've made it my mission to appreciate music on another level, beyond just hearing it.
So why don't you join us as Caleb and I take turns ripping into and sharing our favorite music with you. Take it away, brother. Let's freaking do this.
Children, plug your ears. The Diet of the Soul podcast has grown up words.
Hey, welcome back to the Dial of the Soul podcast, everybody, where we experience music, talk about music, and such. I'm Caleb, and with me, as always, is Colin.
Who is busy trying to figure out how to get rid of the green box. I right-clicked it. Oh, you know what it is? Dude, I brought up the recording app. What is it? BQ or QB or some bullshit?
OBS.
OBS. Shut up, dude. and it opened my toolbar. So, yeah, there we go. Boom. Like I have this thing on my computer where it opens up the toolbar only if you hover, like at the bottom of the screen. But if like an app has a like an unresolved thing, like you have to click OK or cancel or some shit, it'll keep the toolbar open. And I kept right clicking on that goddamn shit, and it was hidden. It was hidden by that toolbar. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, now I get. Yeah, that's annoying. Toolbars can be finicky. I hate it.
It's not my ineptitude. It's just
with DaVinci. With DaVinci, it has that toolbar at the bottom where it's like export, Fairlight, edit, cut, media. Then there's like the toolbar at the bottom. I'm like, no, I want the DaVinci tab, not the taskbar.
Dude, Photoshop has been doing a thing lately where if Photoshop is open and I'm working in Photoshop, I have to hit the Windows button, which for you Mac users is I think a control key, or like has that little thing on it.
Weird, yeah, the circle, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know because I don't have a Mac. I'm normal, so
I'm normal too.
Yeah. But hey, if you're listening, that's fine. Whatever blows your hair back. Yo, have I got an episode for you, dude? Have I got an episode for you? I have 3 pieces selected, handpicked. And it's especially fun for me because I have one that is I don't know anything about this artist, but every time I hear it, I want to, and I'm getting into it quick because I want to hit all 3. I want to just sit and listen to it. And the reason why is because it's huge. This is not metal. So on Diet of the Soul, we tend to gravitate for like rock metal things that are kind of like this for people. If you're not watching video, that was 2 middle fingers. Just kind of the metal attitude. This is not this. I thought about this podcast as being kind of a workout, right? Like lifting weights. So when you have like an effective workout, you got your warm up, right? And then you got your workout, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you have sometimes a strength builder, which is lifting real heavy. And then you have your cool down. I'm going to give you 3 of those 4 things, dude. The cool
Oh,
down's up to you.
okay.
All right. I'm going to give you the warm up. All right. And then I'm going to give you the workout. And then I'm going to hit you with something hard. So, listener, viewer, whatever you are, I'm telling you, you got to stick around. All right. Because we're going to break it down. That being
All
said,
right.
yeah, I worked out earlier and as you know, but the listener probably doesn't, I broke my ribs like a month ago. Bad idea.
Well, I mean, you
That was
bruised your ribs really bad. You didn't break anything.
pretty sure I broke
Yeah, you're a
one,
little
dude.
crybaby. Oh my
At
god.
least one. Oh my god, dude. I'm gonna break your rib. Holy shit, dude. Got hurt. I guess that's what I'm saying. I got hurt and I tried to work out earlier and shit hurts again. So it seems like I have a little more time. But that's what I was thinking about the workout thing is that there was a warm up, there was a exercise strength building. So let's fucking dive into it.
All
I'm
right.
supposed to have this shit ready and because we were enjoying the western sky, which doesn't mean anything like foo-foo. We live in a place where the western sky right now is fucking captivating, dude. And we just got lost in it.
Yeah, I don't think I've actually experienced a good Colorado sunset while I was there. I don't think so.
It's like nothing you've ever seen before. And it's so distracting that I don't remember the song that I asked my wife for the other day. This is a very chill song.
Oh, you
That
know I like the chill stuff.
That's why I'm bringing it to you, dude.
Yeah.
It's dude, yo, it's chill, but it's fucking huge. And I had myself convinced that I would remember the name of this artist and even the song. And of course I don't. And I'm a little embarrassed because uh, I heard her playing a song that sounded a lot like it the other day. And then I was like, is that guy? And same artist, different song. And the song is, the artist is MichealFK. So join activity.
When you say
MichealFK. I'm going to put it in.
When you say huge, do you mean like there's a lot going on? It's like it's a journey you go through, or is it like a really long song?
Very cool question, dude. For me, when I say huge, I mean the size of the sound. And if you're listening to this on like a phone, I would encourage you to get into your car and listen to this song independently or put your fucking headphones on and listen to this song and you'll appreciate what I hope you'll appreciate what like how I feel about the song, which is it's just environmentally, atmospherically, there's so much to listen to. And I really want to get right down to it.
Oh, there it is. Okay. Expand the video. MichaelFK and Fodale holding back.
How do I make it full? Oh, expand video. It's in big letters right in front of you, dude. And if you're somebody who imbibes in the use of things like marijuana, you should have already smoked by now. Or smoke and then check this out. Sit back, dude. This song is a world. It's a world.
Okay, yeah, there is already a lot going on.
Yeah, dude, that bass.
Yeah, this is definitely like a landscape showcase kind of song.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if I had the opportunity to see the Northern Lights, this is the song I would be playing.
Okay.
Give yourself the opportunity to really figure this out. It's big. You hear that?
Yeah.
So well programmed. I want to bring attention to something that just happened right there, because we're here to talk about music, not to just listen to it.
All right.
And this episode is going to be focused on the fact that I am a drummer, you're an aspiring drummer, and we're going to be paying a lot of attention to drummers, with one exception, and you'll understand what I'm talking about if we get to it. But the next song, for anybody that's like, this is too chill, this is too sleepy, I'm going to fuck you up in the next one. Trust me on that. Stay tuned, because it is the direct opposite of what we're listening to. But what we're listening to right now is Holding Back by MichaelFK, and he did something that I find to be genius in this transition. We're used to, and we're going to talk about this in the next one, we're used to a 1, 2, 3, 4 count, right? So if I come back here and we play it, one, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, right? So we're naturally gonna go to that down count, is what we call it in drumming. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Check this out, dude. 1.
Yeah.
Did you see what happened there? You see what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
He waited until the 2 count to give us the accent, and that brings us into his world. This is the most fascinating thing about this song to me. It's huge, it's big. We have lots of trebles, and we have lots of basses, and we have a lot of percussive things going on in the background that all come together to give us this fucking symphony that is all electronically produced, obviously. But it's that type of musical instinct to take your expectations and shift it to something new, to bring your interest in. And the first time I heard it, and actually just now when I gave you that example, I got fucking goosebumps, dude. And the first time I heard this, I was in a pool in California, just
Good
soaking
setting.
up the rays. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
And it made me sit up and be like, hey, no, roll it back, dude. I want to hear that again, because it defied every conventional rule. We're going to come back to this at the end of a song these days. It ends on the 4 count. We've talked about this before. What I don't know, what our psyche wants is that rock from which we can, that island from which we can like venture into the next phrase or the next measure. We want that down count. And this guy just fucking skipped it and put it on the 2 count, which is, to me, the hook of this song. Another person, by the way, that was pretty famous for doing that is Lars Ulrich of Metallica, but that's for another episode. But now, really listen.
All right.
It's such a great way to introduce the theme of the song to the listener after this weird bridge.
Yeah, the mixing is very impressive.
The production is amazing.
Yes.
Did you hear that accent on the second count?
I'll roll it back real quick.
He does it again. So the first time he did it, it was this floating synth where we were kind of like, okay. And then it was like, boom. Dun, 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 right? He references it again right here. Listen. Sorry, I'm going to go back a little further. Listen, right here. More subtle this time. It's a reminder of what we just felt. You recognize the theme here?
Yeah. It's not every day that I hear this kind of mixture of instruments with that, with like a flute, with a techno.
Yeah, dude, but you hear what I'm talking about? Like the atmospheric size of it? Like
Yes.
like it's so big, yet so chill. And I don't know anything about this artist. Usually I'm hitting you with like history and fucking trivia and
Yeah, it's a change of
anecdotes
pace.
about an artist. I know nothing about this guy, but I don't have to. When I listen to this song, what I'm listening to is pure fucking talent. And the decision to hit that second count on every measure is super important, but not important enough to delay the next thing I have to show you. I'm going to back it up and let's just enjoy the rest of this song. This is not metal. It's not metalhead. It's not any of this shit that we are talking about usually, although the next one's going to be. But like, just enjoy it, dude. Close your eyes and enjoy the rest of this song. There's only, what, a minute and 15, 18 seconds left. It's fucking awesome. Like ASMR, dude.
Oh, I love that. That whisper. Or maybe not whisper, but that high pitch.
Okay.
I don't know what you call it. That was really beautiful.
Right, dude? Right? Like, I could listen, dude. This is, I don't know if we're going to do that on this podcast, but for me, if it was you and me, like just rolling in the car, I would be like, I would go back to the beginning and I would be like, all right, listen to it again. Listen to it again. This time, now knowing what it is you're about to hear. Now listen to it and study it. Listen to those whispers. There's so many layers to that song, and it's like, to me, it's like being hugged warmly by a very powerful person. That's you know what I mean?
That's a very good actual explanation. Yeah. I get that.
That's That's how I feel about it. Or just being hugged warmly by a very, very, very powerful person, like who could launch your career or have you killed, or but it's like your mom or your dad, or you know what I mean. Uh,
Yeah.
I yeah. The second I heard that song, I thought two things. I will never get this song out of my head. I just won't. And to me, being in a warm pool in Southern California under the sun and having this song come on was just like you just closed your eyes and just enjoyed it like somebody would with like ASMR or something like that. It's just a smooth, warm feeling. And that's why, speaking of ASMR, here we go. You ready?
Oh,
Uh,
you're gonna mess it up again, don't you? You tried to do it again. Oh my god.
what do you mean I messed it up? I didn't mess
I
anything
didn't
up. What are
hear
you talking about?
anything.
Oh, really?
No.
That means I need to get an ASMR mic. All right, dude. If you're not sleeping yet, but you're feeling a little sleepy, I'm about to wake your ass up with a little band I like to call Meshuggah. And the reason I'm
Meshuggah.
distracted is that there was a huge clap of thunder just now. That was awesome. We're having some cool weather.
Oh, nice. Perfect timing. No wonder your camera was a little bit static. Maybe it's the electricity.
Oh, really? It was like that?
Yeah, your camera was like shaking up a little bit earlier ago, but it's actually really clear now. Maybe it's the
Okay.
weather.
It's thunder. um, okay, so if you don't know who Meshuggah is, you're probably not a metalhead. So I'm letting you and our listeners know that this is not for the faint of heart. Meshuggah is a Swedish band, which ironically is easier to understand in the metal genre than most metal bands. It's in the language of English. They are fucking insane, and uh, they are known as math metal because what they do, and this is largely in part due to the drummer, is they
Was that another
holy
soundtrack?
dude, it's popping off all of a sudden. Um, what they do is that they give you entirely digestible metal as far as rhythm goes, but like on a separate layer, they incorporate very complex, what we musicians know to be time signatures. And
Mm-hmm.
I mean, time signatures that you wouldn't fucking believe. Now, Tool is a band that we've talked about on the podcast before we figured out that we couldn't post certain shit, uh, where they do actually use music to express mathematics, which is like next level shit. I know that they do this. I don't know how they do this, and I can't explain it. But I meant to bring in my djembe to uh, demonstrate this, but instead I'm going to use my jar of peanut or M&Ms. Right?
Okay.
This song is a perfect demonstration of what we drummers call the herkta. Right? The
Oh, I've
herkta.
heard of that.
Yeah, and the herkta sounds a little bit like this. So that's kind of like a 4/4 thing that I was talking about earlier, because you let one did it, two did it, three did it, four, right? So what this band did is they built an entire song out of the herkta, and instead of pulling it off of YouTube for us to listen to together off of the album, I instead found a version that focuses on the drummer. It's all camera angles, from the
Ooh,
drum set.
this should be fun.
You're gonna love this, dude. And
Okay.
if you don't, you're like mentally ill, dude. Like
Yeah, whenever you bring up Meshuggah, I always forget the fact that they're a math metal. And
math metal, dude.
and you said like one day when you first introduced me to Meshuggah that there was like some story about like scientists or mathematicians that like actually analyzed Meshuggah's music, and they were like, this is mathematically correct.
Yep.
And I'm like,
Yep.
this is okay. I
And
don't
it's funny because Meshuggah humbly counteracts that with if you listen carefully to what we do, yeah, there's some complex time signatures, but we're not doing it just for the novelty of complex time signatures. If you really think about it, it is complex time signatures, but it really comes back to the basic 4/4, the 4 count. And this is a beautiful demonstration of that. Now, as an aspiring drummer, I realize that many of our listeners, if we have any at this point, are not drummers or interested in drumming, but we are, and this is our podcast, and we do whatever the fuck we want. We're going
Hell
to
yeah.
talk about this from a drumming standpoint, and specifically, I want to direct your attention to the bass drums. The bass drums are the drums that are played with your feet. Caleb knows this, the listener might not. And ubiquitous through metal and some rock is that most of them, since the 80s, have had two, known as, obviously, the double bass. Back when we heard the first double bass, the most famous double bass riff was done 3/4 of the way through the song One by Metallica. Right? We hadn't heard that shit before. And now you almost can't be a metal drummer unless you got double bass kicks. But there are two drummers that have completely blown our fucking minds. I don't know the names of either one of them, but one is the drummer for Fear Factory, and the other is the drummer for Meshuggah. A big fan of Meshuggah is a very famous comedian known as Bill Burr. You heard of him?
Really? Yes, I've heard of Bill Burr.
Dude, everybody's heard of Bill Burr. What a lot of people don't know is that Bill Burr is a drummer. He's been learning how to play drums for years now, and his favorite band is Meshuggah because of the drummer. This guy is a
wow.
fucking monster, dude. So I want you to pay attention to the kick drum. For the uninitiated, that's the same as the bass drum. It's called the kick drum. He's got two of them, and he doesn't even wear shoes because he's so fucking surgical on the bass drum. He's got to feel it with his feet. So he drums with socks only. And you'll see him in this video.
Really? I think that would be like kind of a dangerous game because it's like, slippery. Unless
because like you're thinking because of sweat, maybe.
Well, because the soft material and maybe like the kick, the pedal is like
why
metal.
Why is it not stopping, dude? Stop. Why is it not stopping, dude? It says start an activity, and when I click on it, it goes back to that same fucking song, dude. Do you have to leave activity?
I just left the activity, and then I just clicked open playlist.
So, oh my god, dude.
Colin, it's just you open the activity and you click.
It says
open playlist on the left side of the screen.
Well, I turned it off because I thought Colin figured it out. I was just saying I always have to leave the activity or it doesn't work.
Okay, we got it. Meshuggah bleed. Yeah,
dude. Put it in the comments how pissed off you are at me right now. I don't know. I don't understand this shit.
We're keeping that in.
Is what it is. Here we go.
Ready? Are you fucking ready?
Oh, that voice.
just for you and the listener, that's the herkta. He's doing it with his feet, dude. Like on my best day.
God.
On my best day, dude. Listen to it. That's the herkta, but he's doing it with his feet. Also, one thing I want to point out is you probably have experienced this on your new drum set, is that I didn't even do that.
Interesting.
Yeah, dude, your hi-hat has a pedal, right?
Yeah.
And when you when you take your foot off the pedal, it opens the hi-hat, right? And when you push it down, it's a much more succinct, like, versus when it's open, it's psst, right? So
that was the other way around.
No, on a traditional hi-hat, what it is it's two cymbals that are in a pen, and they move up and down, and they touch or they don't touch. If you want them to touch, it gives you a very distinct like sound, and then when you open them, it goes psst. So if you're listening to a beat, I'm about to speak drummer, like I told you about a couple weeks ago. If you're gonna do like right, that is that last beat. That's the reason for the pedal, and you operate that with your foot. But if you have 2 feet on bass drums, like this guy has, and how hard he's fucking working on the bass drums, the solution is, you'll notice right in front of him, between the 2 high tones, is a hi-hat that is just basically situated like that. And below the ride cymbal, closer to his right hip, is another hi-hat that is closed. So rather than operating the open and closed with his foot, he's actually changing between hi-hats. And
wow.
Yeah, dude. So this guy has 2 hi-hats, and for me as a drummer, you'll notice that when you see a drummer, you'll notice this position, like let it cross over.
Yeah, that's what I do.
His hi-hat is, yeah, exactly. His hi-hat that's supposed to be here is non-existent. He has 2 hi-hats. One is in front of him, one is over there. This one is open, this one is closed, which frees his feet up to do motherfucking this. Effortless, dude. Effortless.
Yeah, that's some smart thinking.
He's riding the China right now.
Yeah, it looks like he has multiple Chinas.
Yeah, you see the unique shape of this cymbal. Many drummers do have Chinese. Look, he has one on his left and he has one on his right. But so your lead hand is usually your dominant hand, and whatever you're using to keep the beat with your dominant hand is called riding it. Sometimes you ride the hi-hat, sometimes you ride the crash, sometimes you ride the ride, which is a big cymbal called the ride cymbal. He's riding a China for most of this song, and the China cymbal has a very, what I can only describe as like kind of a trash can sound. Most cymbals have like a psst. China has more of a, like you're hitting a fucking trash can lid, and it works beautifully for this beat. But dude, his feet, fucking crazy. See that?
Oh,
that's the open hi-hat.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
He's wearing a glove on his right hand.
That's his lead hand. That's his right hand.
Well, I've never seen a glove before.
I used to rock gloves.
Huh.
Dude, that's like a megahertz.
Oh my god.
Like, I love this band, but I don't listen to them for that vocalist. If producer Sarah could come up with a picture like of the band, um, in every fucking picture, dude, he has this like crazy expression on his face. He sings like this, and again, sings English better than most English metal vocalists, even though they're from Sweden. But that's not why I love this band. I love this band because these motherfuckers are ninjas. Like I could listen to this band without him, and it's cool. He's got a great voice. He's fucking awesome. Don't get me wrong, but to do the thing that we're doing here, which is to cross the bridge from hearing and listening. I don't know if you can do the same thing. And listener, if you can, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. I can disregard the vocalist. I don't think he sucks. Again, that's not like I fucking love Meshuggah, but my focus is on this drummer. And if you are paying attention to the precision of the ability of the drummer of Meshuggah, you must also acknowledge that the rest of the fucking band is in lockstep, right? The guitarist and bassist are what they call speed picking, so that Herkta, but very fast, they're picking it too. You gotta hear how fucking like locked in they are with each other. And so when I press play again, disregard the vocalist. Yeah, he's got a cool voice. I can't remember his name, doesn't matter. But what this group is doing for him to sing on top of is one of the most solid, just like he could do anything, and it would like he could like fall down off the stage and get knocked out, and they could finish the show, and it would still be just as good, in my opinion. Like listening to how tight these guys are, it's insane. It's just downright insane. But the crazy thing to think about is that if you listen to the singer, he's not just yelling at the crowd with that crazy cool voice and his shaved head and all that shit. He also has to understand these very complex time signatures. He is also a musician. He understands this. He's not just some dude standing up in front of the crowd and like pumping them up. He has to understand what the rest of the guys are doing as a vocalist. He doesn't have drumsticks in his hand. He doesn't have a bass in his hand. He doesn't have a fucking guitar pick in his hand. His job is to reshape his vocal cords to do the voice that he's doing, but that's not enough. He has to understand the beat. He has to understand the landmarks in this arrangement, which makes him just as much of a musician as any of the rest of these motherfuckers. He knows the points to hit. And to me, I think that's mad impressive. A lot of vocalists, like that's up there with like Maynard Keenan with Tool and stuff like that. Like he's not just the front man. He's one of the musicians. He just doesn't have anything in his hands.
Your body is the instrument.
Yeah, other than a microphone.
Really? Yeah.
That's all he has in his hands. The rest of these guys are working their fucking asses off. And a lot of people are like, yeah, he doesn't have a guitar or drumsticks. He's not. He is. He understands it. He's part of the arrangement. He should not, you know, there's a lot of people that call this like Cookie Monster rock or whatever, because it's just like, you know, listen to them as a unit. Look at him, dude. Like nothing.
Yeah.
Listen to that kick drum. And how tight the guitars are with him. They're matching that kick drum perfectly.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm really glad you. Yeah, I'm really glad you're pointing this stuff out.
So now he's on the closed hi-hat. You see that? Psst. Psst.
Mm-hmm.
But you can hear how tight that is, right?
Yeah.
Coming up is another drummer thing. We drummers get a break in a song every once in a while. And we don't take a sip of water or a beer or something. Well, some of us do. But it's an opportunity to make sure that everything in your kit is exactly the way you want it to be.
Yeah, getting comfortable.
Dude, I'm sorry.
Is key.
Check this out. Look at how precise this is. Watch the end of the phrase. Watch this.
Oh my god.
What, dude? Dude, again, watch this, dude. It's insane.
Yeah, right on the very last beat.
And then he just sets the drumsticks on the snare like, it's Tuesday.
Yeah, and it looks like he's like kind of readjusting it. Yeah. Oh man. This is the kind of stuff that is like my drive to keep on pursuing drums.
Hell yeah, dude. Me too, man.
Just a
Me
skill.
too. You'll notice that the singer comes back and takes a drink. Or he did. I think he did. Hold on.
Well, I think he should.
Well, he's taking care of his instrument. That's his vocal cords.
Yeah. It's the same as
whatever,
like
we'll
readjusting your drum kit or tuning your guitar.
Yeah. Good point. Look at his feet. Closed hi-hat.
Do you know if he was like the first one that to think of, oh, I'll have like two hi-hats for one that's open, one that's closed, so that I can take care of the bass?
No, hell no, dude. I had two hi-hats when I had my first kit. I had two hi-hats. For a different reason. But no, actually this is very common. And it's in metal, it's a novel solution, right? That way you free up your left, if you're a right-handed drummer, you free up your left foot, to do the very complex like kick drum routine that he's doing right now. I'm going to back it up again because I want to draw attention to that very precise synchronization between the guitars and those very kick drums. As drummers, we're like, oh my God, look at his feet. I want to watch it again. Draw your attention to just how precise the other members of the band are right here once it comes back in. And I could go on like this for days. Don't
Yeah,
worry.
I know you
I
can.
won't. Yeah, I know, because I have a third song that I want to share and I want to pack it in. We'll come back to Meshuggah. Don't worry. Semester hashtag semester. Like hashtag semester. But I mean, listen to how insanely precise this is. By the way, this is a live performance, okay? This isn't in this fucking studio where you have multiple fucking takes. This is a live performance and they're still this tight, dude. And the next song is going to be in studio, but it's still going to be one take and they are this fucking tight. It's amazing what these guys can do when you fucking practice. You just got to practice by yourself, practice together. So it's cool to hear you recognize this as a fucking
lesson,
motivation.
Yeah.
Producer Sarah was going to show us a picture of these cats, but we didn't see it. That's okay. If you want to see what these cats look like, they're it's interesting. Let's just put it that way. It's interesting. Like most people associate like metal with like big hair and all this, and this fucking singer's always been bald, and he's just like, he doesn't depend on image to flex. He's like Randy Blythe, the Lamb of God, this way.
I was just about to say how you're describing him is basically the vocalist for Lamb of God.
Yeah. They're good enough. They don't need a fucking gimmick. And there's a lot of guys out there that have what we could perceive as gimmicks, hashtag Slipknot, hashtag fucking Sleep Token, you know, all that stuff. Whatever, that's fine. If you're good enough to back it up, then fine. Put on a good show. Nobody cares. But these guys are so precise, so well engineered. They don't do anything like that. And this dude, I think the closest thing that he has is that weird fucking face that he makes in every single photograph, dude. It's really weird. But other than that, these guys just fucking get on stage and melt your fucking face. So everybody's taking a break. Everybody's having a sip. Crowd's clapping. And then they hit you with some of the most precise shit you've ever heard, dude. There's where he takes a drink.
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah. And a lot of drummers mask this stuff with an open hi-hat. Not this motherfucker. He's hitting the closed hi-hat, so you can really hear what he's doing with his feet.
Interesting.
Also offering an opportunity to escalate it by now moving to the open hi-hat. And he will now further escalate it by moving to his cymbals. You'll see what I mean here in a second.
Damn.
Dude, did you hear that choke? Listen to the end of this phrase, how he chokes it before he moves to the cymbals. Mind you, his feet are still working like crazy.
Yeah.
And precise.
Man, I just noticed how far back he's pulling the stick too.
Interesting. That's a cool observation.
Like he's pulling over his shoulder. Like that's a big stroke, and he's still on time.
Dude.
That's fucking insane.
Yeah, dude. It's all on the wrist and the fingers. So now he's riding the crashes. Those are all crash cymbals. Actually, I think that one's a ride. But he's riding it like a crash. Look at the guy work, dude.
Oh, yeah. It's the climax?
I mean, is it for you?
Yeah. You said he's riding the what do you say? He's riding the ride symbol like the crash?
Yes. So
what does that mean? There's like certain designated speeds for different symbols?
Okay, that's a cool question. The speed is determined by the tempo. Where you choose to ride is usually, we're just going to assume we're both right-handed drummers, right? So if you're thinking about a right-handed drummer, what you're doing with your right hand is really keeping tempo. Your left hand usually is married to the snare, and then you can have it travel somewhere else for accents, which this guy did like 5 or 6 times every single second. I don't know. It's just right. But like your right hand is the dictator of the rest of the beat. That's the foundation. And that's usually called your lead hand or your right hand. And there's a big symbol in jazz that usually is off to a right-handed drummer's right, and that's why they call it the ride symbol, because your right hand is usually the hand that goes over to that symbol. But you can ride the ride, you can ride the crash, you can even ride toms, but it's usually your lead hand that's you'll know when you're like playing the that I think, what is it, Rockstar on your computer, or like the thing that we saw the video of where it's like that fuck. It's like that dance thing where all those symbols are coming down the screen and you're just trying to play
yeah,
Rock
you're talking
Band.
about Rock Band
Yeah,
or Guitar
yeah,
Hero.
Rock Band. One of those two.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter.
it doesn't matter.
You'll notice that one hand is usually pretty constant, and then you're just doing other things with this hand, but this hand is constant. So
yeah,
if you go back and watch the video that we just watched, or like watch it separately on your own, you'll see that his right hand is usually moving constantly. That's the tempo of the song. Where he is applying that tempo can drastically change the mood of the segment that you're playing, right? So he was on closed hi-hat, and that tended to be kind of subdued, even though his feet were going crazy. This is why I love Meshuggah. But then when you graduate to cymbals and shit like that, then it's way bigger and way more aggressive. And that's the power that you have as a drummer in a band, is that you can drastically change the mood of a song. And a lot of people think that the drummer is just the beat keeper. It is way bigger than that. By simply opening a hi-hat a little bit or hitting a cymbal at a certain time, you can change the very mood of the piece of music that you and your boys are trying to present. The drummer actually has way more power than people think. And it has always annoyed me that it's always like the front man or the lead guitarist that gets all the attention. The drummer has just as much, if not more, power than the composition of a song by his or her choices of where we want to put that ride hand and how we want to. Dude, the ride cymbal itself has like 4 different sounds. You have the bell in the middle, you have the radius around the bell, you have the the jazz tap on the outside, or you can use your ride like he just did. That sounded fucking insane. That's the magic of drumming. So if you're listening to this and you're a drummer, fuck yeah, dude, what's up? If you're not a drummer and you have a drummer in your life, high five that motherfucker, dude, because he does a lot more than you think he does. But it's interesting to really pay attention to how the drummer and the bassist, which is known as the rhythm, as the rhythm section, And like, there's got to be a real synergy to be that fucking tight. And that vocalist, he kind of sounds the same on all songs, but the vocalist has the additional job of not just being a singer, but being an entertainer. And sometimes the vocalist, as good as you are, you gotta do something different, because like it or not, you're the image of the band. And that brings to mind a band, just a little band from the Ukraine that I like to call Jinjer.
Bringing it back with Jinjer.
Bringing it back with Jinjer. Jinjer. Do yourself a fucking favor, dude. Jinjer is a phenom, because that synergy that I was talking about between the bassist, the guitarist, and the drummer is phenomenal. And the ability to do something live and do it that well is next level. You don't have the benefits of a producer, editors, mastering guys. Now, granted, it's a lot harder to do in an actual live environment, but when you take a set of musicians and put them in one room and say, do this song beginning to end, no retakes, and show us what you got, and they still pull it off flawlessly, this band is famous for one takes. They call it one takes. And from beginning to end, fucking flawlessly. And they're not playing Mary Had a Little Lamb. But on top of this, I'm about to demonstrate for the listeners something you've already seen, which is the incredible vocal range of their vocalist, that can swing from very, what they call clear tone, very highly controlled, almost choral voices, into some of the most guttural screaming that, if they were insecure, would threaten some of the biggest fucking artists in metal. Completely savage. But there's a thing that Caleb knows that I'm not telling you. You just have to watch to find out. And this is where we go back, and why can't I figure this out? Because it says join activity.
Join activity.
You
open the playlist.
Fucking...
Open the
all
playlist.
All right. It's fine. I got it.
So you're bringing out like that that video?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because
you've seen
listener,
this video.
Yeah, we've listened to this before. But yeah, you're bringing up this now because listeners, before we did like kind of a little bit of a format change. We already showed this before on like a previous old recording, you could say. But yeah, you better prepare yourself, because it doesn't get old. It's that impressive that it doesn't just get old.
Yeah, that's a cool thing for you to say. And if you're watching my feed, you might understand already what the secret is. But check this out, because you're about to be surprised.
What if we live to 100? I don't want to outlive our money. I keep eating all these chia seeds. I could live to be 100.
We work within power.
Get out of here.
What the fuck was that?
Oh, should we rewind it? I got an ad.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. There you go. Enjoy it in full.
Hell yeah, dude.
God, I love the room and the setting of the song too.
Yeah.
Something
very... Yeah, I'm with you, dude. The lighting is great.
Yeah, this was visually well produced.
Yo. The listener deserves an apology. Why is it skipping?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to press play then. Fuck it. Here we go. Fuck it. Here we go. It also doesn't hurt that she's absolutely beautiful. And it's crazy when she speaks, she has a Ukrainian accent, but when she sings, she sounds American.
Yeah, you're right. The ghetto screaming is like weirdly American.
And I've seen her interviewed a lot of times, and she's fun and cool and funny. She's got a lot of personality.
I would totally believe it.
I'm just gonna sit back and take a sip right now.
Very good idea for you bringing this back. Yeah, they're really tight too.
So if you've stuck with us that this long, if your mind isn't blown, you got to kick the weed, dude. Because what, dude? Like, this is a very, very popular reaction video. That 100% is her voice. That 100% is not fake. This is 100% one take. You see the bass player doing what he's doing. That doesn't look normal. Normally, bass players are down here slapping the bass, right? He's up on the fingerboard. That's called tapping. These guys are all magnificent examples of their craft. You'll also notice that the drummer's drum kit isn't the big cymbals surrounding like what we just saw in the last one.
It's very low.
They're very low. And what in drummers we would call that a jazz setup. But his precision is amazing. I've been following this band now for a couple of years, and they are very, very tight. At least the guys are. She is also a model. She's widely regarded as kind of a fashion icon.
Really?
Yeah, dude. If you look at her Instagram, her name is Tatiana Schmeluk, and I'm not even gonna try to fucking just Google lead singer for Jinjer, Jinger, J-E-R, J-I-N,
Jinger.
Yeah, 2 J's. And yeah, she is actually a really fun person. And when she's not on stage, fucking melting your goddamn face, she's on like yachts with like very colorful clothing. She has very colorful makeup. She's passionate about makeup. She's very girly, but she can out growl most motherfuckers in metal. I think the only person that has a better growl in metal is Randy Blythe, who we mentioned earlier from Lamb of God. And they've toured together. They're friends. So,
very cool.
Yeah. Also, you see that she has a sleeve tattoo here. She has more, like a lot more now. She's all tatted up to her neck and shit. And she is a natural fucking born performer. No vocal coaching whatsoever. Ever. This is her natural talent. This video was recorded, I think, 7 or 8 years ago. Don't know, don't care, doesn't matter. Watch, like, just like when your face feels like it's melting, just let it happen. That's Tatiana's gift to you, along with the rest of the band who are equally as good at their jobs. Play.
I actually confused the bass with the lead guitar for a second.
Like, listen to that voice. It's gorgeous.
Do you think the mannerisms are important for the instrument of singing? or is it more of a like a personal thing?
I love the shit that you decide to talk about, dude. Like, if nobody ever listens to our podcast, that alone, what a cool question. I don't sing anymore. I decided to do the world a favor and stop. But when I did sing, I felt that it went the other way. The mannerisms that you're talking about are the movements of the hand and the movement of your body, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
well, what she if you go back a little bit, she what sparked the question was I don't know what specifically the lyric was, but she did like this spider crawl hand.
That's my fucking favorite part of this whole thing. It was at the end of the first chorus. That was pretty close to.
Yeah, that's near the beginning. Yeah.
This thing.
Yeah.
See, I'm with you, dude.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
fucking
dude.
interesting. Yeah, dude. The first time I saw it, I was like, holy shit. Like this little thing that she does with her hand. I do think that they're important, but I think that they're important because they're important to the person who is performing the vocals.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that when you are somebody who is, I'm thinking about this from a vocalist perspective, because as I just mentioned, I was a vocalist for a couple of bands. It's a very vulnerable position, but much like any other performing art, it requires total commitment. And that means all of you. That means your voice and how you want to move. We'll review Sleep Token yet again, I'm sure. The way he moves is very interesting, but when you go on stage or when you go on camera, you have to be mindful of what they call stage presence. So if you just stand there and just sing into a microphone, your music just like should be fucking really good. Like it should be able to stand on its own. But when you're really giving people a good show, what you do is you release your character, you release your spirit to essentially give your body permission to express what it is that you're trying to convey with your vocal performance. And sometimes it's little movements like that. Sometimes it's fucking headbanging. Sometimes it's punching a goddamn bass cabinet, like, or tearing down a drum set or whatever. Being a performer myself, I know that feeling. You really just have to like take a shot of whiskey and go on stage and just unleash. Let your body do whatever it wants. So I don't think that it's like necessarily important, which is what you asked. I think that if you're going to be a good performer, you have to give yourself permission to let those things happen like a dancer would, or like a figure skater, or but without the regimentation of a dancer or a figure skater. Just get out there and give them 150%. You know, if that means doing shit like this with your hand, or fucking headbanging, or lighting your bandmate on fire, which Slipknot is famous for. Yeah, like get out there and don't just sing. Express yourself. It's the performance equivalent of don't just hear, listen. Right?
Yep.
Yeah, so they're going to the next level. The best ones anyway are going to the next level for the people like you and me who don't go to shows just to like do drugs and fucking dance or whatever. We're here for the fucking mind experience of like eating what you're feeding, right? So I think that really good performers know the value of feeding because we're eating, right? Does that make sense?
I do. Well, I did the same thing, not on stage, but a while back in it started in 2017. I stopped doing this in 2019 or so. I used to sit down on my bed and just listen to like these curated playlists that I played, and
Okay.
I just put myself into my inner world, right? And I just closed
Mhm.
my eyes and let myself go. And it wasn't all the time, but occasionally when I was like really into it, I shouldn't say occasionally, this actually happened a good amount of time, but I would stick
Mhm.
you should have seen me, dude. I was like I was possessed by music because I was sticking my tongue out. I was like wailing my fingers, my hands, and just like I was just letting myself go. I was just expressing myself the way
That it
how it
made you
felt right.
feel.
Yes.
Yeah, that it made you feel. Fuck yeah, dude. That is beautiful. It's really cool
So I can
to
understand
hear
from
that
a
you had
singer
experience.
yeah, from what's her name?
Tatiana.
Tatiana. Yeah, if
Yeah.
she does that spider crawl or whatever, I completely understand why she just does mannerisms, or anybody else, any other vocalist
Yep.
that does that, because
Yep.
I was in the same shoes.
Well, and the other thing is that if you see things from a performer that are done because they want to put on a good show, but it's for show, like choreographed or things like that, that doesn't strike us the same way as seeing somebody be moved by their own music, or in your case, be moved by the music that you were listening to. And I think that's why you and I both like that little movement so much. And she also holds the microphone, but she's got two fingers up, and it's like the
Yeah, I noticed that too. That was
yeah,
actually pretty cool.
yeah,
And that was a
dude.
little
Well,
thing. Yeah.
same with Meshuggah. Like they're not like they understand that they are the show. They understand that. They don't have to put a show. They don't have some manager being like, "Hey, like at 2 minutes into that third song, like kick a fucking amp over, right? Because that'll sell tickets." Fuck that, dude. These guys are soldiers. They're authentic as shit, and we're gonna keep talking about this on Diet of the Soul because that authenticity, recognizing that authenticity and recognizing when you're put off because it feels like you're being sold something, or it's some shit is being shoved down your throat, that's not nearly as enjoyable. Now I reference say things like Michael Jackson, whose show was choreographed down to the millisecond, but the thing is that he choreographed it. That was his creativity. So what we're seeing here, and I'll press play in a second, is we're seeing an actual expression. But I also want to remind you and the listener that this is real. This is in the moment. This is one take. One take. The fucking directors placed the cameras, placed the lights, and said action, and then they played for us this song. And it's unfiltered, it's completely real, and it's one take. And this chick is famous. I have another one that I'm going to show you guys down the road. I'm holding on to it because I don't want to come out with all the big swings at first. This chick is famous for one takes. She walks into the booth, she records her shit, and it's fucking perfect, and then she leaves. And they videotape her because she's fine as hell. And boom, YouTube videos like skyrocket because of this chick. She is probably one of the most well-known rock/metal vocalists right now because obviously she's easy to look at. She's an incredible performer live, dude. If you fucking think this is awesome, look at a Jinjer live concert. She's a born performer. Her voice is incredible, whether it's singing or growling. She outperforms most dudes in this business. And and then goes and chills on a yacht with a cocktail somewhere, posts it to Instagram. She has two different lives. Her tatted up, dressed all black, like entertaining the fuck out of a crowd, right? And then when she's off, she's off. And in addition to that, she's like wicked fun. It's interesting because it's the opposite. The reason I brought this band is because it's opposite of Meshuggah. For me, Meshuggah is the musicians. The vocalist is just an accoutrement to get the metal out to people. This band is different. All of them equally as good, but with Jinjer, it's all about Tatiana in the metal world. It's all about her. And she sells arenas, dude. She sells out arenas, like giant shows. And
I believe it.
you'll like, and then the show's over and people are like, what'd you think of the show? And it's like, Tatiana is great. Everybody talks about Tatiana because she's a phenomenon. When have you ever heard a girl sound like that? Right? So she's a fantastic performer. It almost feels like the rest of the band just, they know they'll just step back and play the music so this chick can make us all kinds of fucking money. And she does. They're doing great. Dude, I don't think she's even aware she's moving like that. I think she just does that because it's part of her expression.
Interesting point.
Okay, dude, I'm so proud of you. That is the
I'm
correct
catching
reaction,
on,
dude.
you know.
Back here. Super fast triplets. Mad skills, dude. Mad skills. And the music writing is so awesome. You hear how lockstep the bass and guitar are?
Oh, yeah.
Now they step it up. Dude, let's just take a moment to address what just fucking happened.
Yeah, yeah, there's a lot to dissect right there.
Dude, they come out of, this is almost like Sleep Token, in my opinion, where it's just, they go into this separate song, this very lockstep bass and guitar, chill kind of a thing. Then they punch you in the face. She goes into fucking grizzly bear screaming and then immediately switches back into some of the most superior vocals you probably have ever heard from anybody, let alone a female. And then switches back again. Like, pay attention, dude. I mean, I know you know. I'm talking to the listener right now. Yeah. Did you fucking see that, dude? Pitch perfect. Take it home, baby.
Yeah. The
Real,
way she
dude.
goes, like, yeah, from up and then down and up, that does remind me of, the only band that reminds me of that is Textures.
Oh, you brought up Textures. Holy shit. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can hear that.
Not to discredit Textures, but personally, that Pisces was just more impressive because of the fact that she is feminine and she has like a much more higher range, but still has that really low range. But still, yeah, both of them are impressive bands.
Hell yeah. I just left a bit of a hint on the screen about a song we're going to talk about in the future. If you think you know what it is, it was right at the end of that video. And when all those tiles show up,
call me a symbol.
I don't know what that means. What? Call
me a symbol?
What?
These are the tabs. Oh, you're talking about the after the video, actually. Oh, those tiles.
Okay. Yeah, those tiles. One of those tiles is a video that we're going to watch together with our listeners.
Oh, gee, I know what you're talking about.
If you think you too know what I'm talking about, put it in the comments. We'll see if you're right.
I know exactly.
And if you are, I was going to say,
yeah,
if
go
you
ahead.
are, you will get a free Diet of the Soul t-shirt. We will send to you a free. The first person that gets it right in the comments gets a fucking t-shirt. A couple stickers too. Yeah, for real. So if you're on YouTube, if you're on Spotify, if you're on any other platform and you comment, the first time that we see the correct guess of what we're going to talk about next on my turn, because as you know, we flip back and forth.
Flip back.
Free t-shirt, dude. Free t-shirt, couple stickers, and we'll give you a shout out on the channel.
Yeah, you'll be a real one.
Hell yeah.
I'm glad you're bringing up some of the ones that we previously did in the old recordings, because I actually had the same thought. I'm like, you know what? Maybe either I can show the other songs that I've shown Colin before, or I could just like show a different song from the same band. But yeah, that's cool, man. I'm glad you brought that up.
Important. Yeah, songs that are important to talk about are important to talk about. Even if you and I already talked about them, there's a whole world of people who have no idea. And so we'll share them with them because they deserve it. And if you listen to this entire thing, believe me, you deserve it. And your boy Caleb is going to send you quietly into the night so that you can sleep and ruminate on our observations of the musical choices we selected for today. Take it away, little brother.
Oh, man. Yeah. Hey, guys, if you have any recommendations or such, or any questions on any musical topics or whatever you want to talk about, leave them in the comments. I would like to know
songs
what you
want us to check out, too.
Yeah. If you listened this far, thank you so much for listening. If you watched this far, thank you so much for watching. This is Caleb signing out. And
hell yeah, dude.
I'm saying rock on as always.
Hell yeah. Don't just hear, listen. And thank you for listening to us. Peace, guys. We'll see you.
See you guys later.
Big brain.